Well, we got 7 live viewers. There you go. See, it just pops up. You got yours pops up faster. What's up, guys? What's up, Mike? What's up, Andy? What's up, everyone out there? What's up, Dave? Howdy from Dallas. Dave from Dallas.
David. What's up, David?
All right, where did I want to go here? All right, there's something I want to do. So, how was everyone's weekend? Hi from Illinois. Hey, Tampa, what's up, man? Arizona. Chris, Sean, what's up? Cartooning Shop, hey, what's up, man? Hello.
Kansas City. Yankees?
There. How do you say D? That's a rough Mark, yeah.
The Arctigan.
Yeah, there you go. That was the one.
Arctina?
Nolans. Okay, I'm like, Nolans. What's up? Podcast was great this week. I'm glad you liked it, Dave. That was kind of sketchy. What's up, Sean?
California.
So how was your weekend, buddy? You guys had a pretty busy weekend.
Yeah. Saturday we went to dance.
Dance at the club.
Dance to the club.
Be the irresponsible parent. Way
to
go.
Me and my wife. That's it.
Oklahoma, Cali.
Dropped the kids.
South Carolina.
We went to dance, and then Sunday, we went to a big
You went out of
food
town?
court.
You went out of town?
Yeah, I
went to Tampa?
Yeah.
What was the name of the food court?
Amateur Works.
Amateur Works.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's a new food court place that opened out in Tampa. You had a good time there, huh?
That's really nice, yeah.
New Orleans yeah, I know what it meant. Chris. It's all good. Let's say, hey guys, from AVDC. Oh, good one. South Australia. No, I got it. That was my wife you were arguing with last time.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that was funny. All right, so real quick, my weekend was just a weekend. Went out. Girls got new phones yesterday.
Oh, that was a pretty nice weekend.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible for me.
What?
Well, I had to buy my anniversary present.
Okay.
We all do alarm installs. We do alarm installs. We just do very few of them.
New York. Buffalo. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Buffalo in the house. They got new 10s, iPhone 10s. I'm still, of course, rocking my 7 Plus.
Yeah.
I like this phone. I like the feel of the big phone. So until they come out with, and I don't want an 8 Plus because really it's the same phone. Show some dance moves.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. So yesterday was really expensive for me.
Yeah.
Hi, what's up, Michelle? That's Nathan's wife.
Oh, hello.
She went to the Kenny Chesney concert with the girls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do y'all still do 911 installs? We do 911 installs almost every day.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether or not it's something worth filming, or it's already filmed and we just haven't.
Well, actually, the Hummer video.
The Hummer was almost a 911,
yes.
but we didn't glorify it as a 911. But it's funny you should bring that up because that's what I actually wanted to talk to real quick about is the Hummer video part 1 that came out today. If you guys haven't caught it yet, I'm not going to do any spoilers or anything like that. But I am going to comment on one of the reoccurring comments that we're getting about it, and that has to do with sound deadening. We get this in a lot of the videos, and we've actually filmed a video where we talked about it so much. But
yeah,
sound deadening is expensive, okay? And it's not just expensive, it's really expensive because it's super time consuming. When you see Fernando sound deaden the door with fast rings and all that fun stuff, that takes him about an hour and a half a door. So if we're doing 4 doors, that's 6 hours worth of install charge right there.
Sorry, I'm slow.
And that's a lot of money. We're not shy when it comes to charging for that. As is no one else. I mean, there's plenty of shops that I've talked to about this, and they're like, oh, that's this amount of money. I'm like, wow, we're cheap. What's up, Sean? So, in not every, don't get me wrong, we recommend it to every single person that walks in the door. We have this display that's right up here, which, hold on, you know what? I'll show it. Let me turn the camera here for a second. See that display right there? So you have a speaker with sound deadening and fast ring, one without a baffle, one with a baffle. Put this back here. And that's our display to try to. We also have the silly one back there where you bang on it, but I feel visuals work the best. So we spend a lot of time trying to go over these things with people. It's like, hey, do you need that? Hey, you need that. Do you know you need this? And at the end of the day, not everyone is down for it because even though you could sit there and talk it up and it just doesn't matter. It's not in their nice shirt. Thanks, Aaron. I wonder where I got it from. It's Aaron.
I got my shirt
Aaron,
too.
Aaron
Yes,
from
I
Pat.
know.
Yeah, okay.
See, nice shirt, Fernando.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it fits. They're the ones wearing mediums.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, and he hooks you up every time.
Yeah.
So, anyways, trust me when I say we feel you 100% that we wish there was sound deadening in every install, but not every install is going to get it. Now, in this case, the reason why he opted out of it is because he's going for loudspeakers that they don't move, and he just couldn't. You saw the equipment we put in and the stuff we took out.
Yeah.
He was leery about having us do it in the first place. Even though, it's like he knows the work we do, he's talked to us, he's watched our show, he was still leery about spending the money because he's already been burned once. And then we're trying to get him to spend more money, and he's like, I'm already spending way too much. I didn't want to spend this much.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, well, here, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the 5-star install light. And, and there again, if he can't appreciate it, then it's okay. It's okay.
It's not because we want to. Sometimes it's all about the customers.
But best thing I did on my CTS. No kidding. I mean,
really?
sorry,
Again?
not Saturday. Saturday was rough. No cussing today. I know. But yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to talk about that briefly. I mean, we carry it we have every fast ring they make in stock. We carry every single different type of roadkill. It seems
you guys
like they
know.
make.
You guys see the videos.
We love putting this stuff in because it makes such a big difference, and I can't express it enough. But there again, when it adds an extra $1,000 onto the install, sometimes people are like, they just can't, they just don't get it, and it's like, it's okay. You'll eventually get it, and you'll come back, and you'll have us
what's
tear it
up,
all up.
Ada?
What's up, Bill? I'm going to be in the office early tomorrow, Bill, checking out those headphones. If you want to stop by and say hi.
Say hi to Ada.
Hey, Ada, what's going on?
It's 2 weeks in a row, man.
2 weeks in a row, I know. Yeah, we got to talk, man. All right, so... And Sean's here. Big Red's here.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay, cool.
Say hi. All right, so Timothy say, remember the other day I asked about steering wheel controls, but he meant about adding steering wheel controls on a car that doesn't have steering wheel controls.
Okay. So the only time I've ever done that successfully was in a Toyota, and I actually had to go into the steering column area and add pins. It was really sketchy. The guy had very vague instructions on how to do it. He found them on a forum. But that was it. And then we also ran into another situation where we had that Honda Accord where we put the pack dash kit in it, where they had put the wrong steering wheel on the car, and we actually had to go in and pin the steering wheel. Remember that one?
Yeah.
To add them in. So,
Chris Bennett.
Hey, Chris, what's going up? Going up? What's going down? What's going over on the West Coast?
Yeah.
Anyways, so you guys got a customer. Thank you. So anyways, it's doable in some cases. Like we had a Ford today that was actually wired for it, but it didn't have it. So each car is going to be a little bit different. It's really hard to do though because most car manufacturers now they put wrong wiring harnesses in, and like he says, the clock springing. That's the thing that spins around inside of it to make all the contacts. If it doesn't have that one, then you're not going to get contacts. So honestly, if it doesn't have it, and no one on the forums of that car has been like, oh yeah, all you gotta do is this, I would just put it out of your head.
Oh nice, shipping AC product.
What's that say?
Chris, shipping the AC product.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
The little guys, right? Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully we'll get to that this next couple weeks.
Soon.
Thanks. We got ours, and I appreciate it, and they're going in his car, and honestly, we're waiting for a part. Dude, that thing hasn't even shipped yet. I got to find out where that's at.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, don't even forget. I got to order terminal strips.
Do they make add-on steering wheel buttons?
No, Pioneer was the only one that came close to that. They used to make a remote control that mounted to the steering wheel.
Same pack.
Yeah, they only make that for
Deadening.
Bluetooth, though.
Yeah,
they only make it for the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
But they called it the egg, and it would wrap onto the steering wheel, and it would click on. Yeah. Do we have one?
Let me see.
And you just like this, as long as it could make it. You know, when you're turning, you obviously couldn't use it, but I've made some custom clock springs.
Yeah.
There you go.
I remember. I see one. No.
I thought we had one here somewhere, but it would be nice if someone made aftermarket steering wheel controls. Oh yeah, there you go. All right, here's the egg. So this was the Pioneer egg. It's the CDVC1. This guy right here. So this is it, and there's this mount that's right here, and this strap that you're seeing right here. And what that would do is that would wrap around your steering wheel, and this would be your remote. And it would, you know, depending on the steering wheel, a lot of those have those, like the way, you know, and you could put it in the little hole in the steering wheel or something like that. So that was pretty cool. I wasn't a big fan of them, but man, we sold a whole bunch of them back in the day when cars didn't have steering wheel controls. So,
all right, Roger. Hello, Dean and Fernando. I'm going to install some electronics suspension controls on my 2003 Nissan 350Z.
Okay.
Oh man, that's nice.
Just talking about that today.
I know. I need to connect.
What's up with PA?
To the speed pulse wire.
Ooh, the VSS.
Yeah. Do you happen to know what wire should I look for, or at least how to test it?
A VSS is going to be a 5-volt pulse when the car is rolling very slow. It's really a tough wire to test. We used to need them back in the day for GPS systems. We also needed them for like Pioneer navigations. The smart harnesses come with the VSS built into it. Unfortunately for a Nissan, it's not going to have that. But what year was it?
2003, 350Z.
2003 350Z. Go ahead, talk.
All right. So for Manny Navarro, say I want to upgrade my speakers and put a dual 10N sub box on my 2013 F-150 extended cab. Will I need to upgrade my battery or alternator? I just thinking if you can check your factory battery, you know, you gotta change it often. If that's 2013 and you haven't changed it yet, that would be nice. Rule
of thumb for every battery is that batteries typically with systems on them. Okay, a battery with no load or anything like that, you should get a good 3 years out of them. If you have a the higher quality battery, which of course my brain is not working properly today. What's up, Vic?
Thank you.
We should talk about that. Then you know, you might get 5 years out of it if it's, you know, the really expensive German style batteries. But typically once you put a stereo in the car, 2 years. 2 years is about it.
Jeremy.
What's up, Jeremy? But as long as your battery is new or newer, within a year old, and you're not putting in, like, I mean, my guess is in a pickup truck, you're not doing a gazillion watt amplifier, you should be fine. All the pickup trucks, pretty much all the pickup trucks we do, we put, you know, 5-channel, or we put something like 750 watts.
Yep.
We don't have any problems with power, and especially when you're doing those new T-Series Rockford amplifiers.
Yes.
So okay, so real quick before you ask your next question, so we learned a valuable lesson this past couple weeks with the Halo 9.
Mm-hmm.
So the Halo 9 is a fickle little heavy monster. So depending on, you know, they say it has to be ISO mounted, meaning it needs to screw into a bracket. And most brackets, they screw to the face of the radio, or screw to the kit, the dash kit. So you have dash kit, brackets attached to it. Preferably, if you're doing a Halo 9, you want something like that. Because if it's like, you know, my favorite dash kits where you have the bracket, and then you have the side brackets, and they're not attached in any way, shape, or form, what's going to happen with the Halo 9 is it's going to wiggle back and forth. A lot. A lot. So, Victor, we put in his Halo 9, and he drove home, and...
From Orlando.
He lives in Coral Springs.
Yes. Miami, close to...
So anyways, what we found out is that it wiggles a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So he came back this week, and if you're going to have something like that, spend the extra time to brace the crap out of it. so that it doesn't wiggle. What we ended up doing is we took a bunch of ABS and Centra and of all different shapes and sizes, and I made this super elaborate mounting system that incorporated it into the dash of the car so that you could literally grab it and shake the car. So put as much effort into mounting those Halo 9s as you physically can, because they're heavy. Okay, so back to the VSS. Speed sense wire is white. And it shows it unidentified meter and AC amp pin 20, unidentified meter and AC amp pin 26. Okay, hold on, what the hell is that? The unidentified meter and AC amp is behind the AC controls in the center console. So I'm guessing that little white box, it's in the it's pin 26. What color did I say it was? White?
Yes.
That's where it's at. So you're looking for a white wire pin 26 in that little box behind or below the air conditioning controls in your dash.
All right.
And that's all I got? All right, I'm done looking at my phone. Okay, back to questions at hand.
Chris is like, I get the feeling that you guys are not fans of Axis gear.
I don't know how that would ever have been.
But for 2016 Sierra without Bose, and you want to keep the OEM radio, it's the solution is the DSP, the most one, for retaining all the factory functionalities and adding amps. Yeah.
So okay, so if Namboze. So if you have a Namboze radio, all that piece is that they're selling is a high-level to low-level adapter with a EQ built into it that has a cool little app and a T-harness. That's it. Okay, it's not interfacing with the radio. The radio is just line-level output. So you can use anybody's. You don't have to use theirs. We actually buy their T-harnesses and hook up an audio control DM608 to it because it's a much better processor. You can buy that T-harness and hook up a Rockford DSR One to it. You don't need to use theirs. Their T-harness is nice though. We buy the T-harnesses because aloha. Because they suck. Yeah. So they'll work though. I would buy something better.
All right, Adam.
It keeps the chime.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. When you guys pre-wire,
in that case it might be better. However, if it's an 8-inch touchscreen, the Amp Pro that's coming out here in the next month or so will work. If it's an 8-inch screen. If it's not an 8-inch screen, it doesn't matter.
All right.
So, anyways, it's not like it's an. Okay, so the only thing.
2016.
The only thing about that access piece is it's not like an Amp Pro. It's just a really cool high-level, low-level adapter. That's all it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. But
done.
Okay.
Done with the Chevy. Done with the Chevy. All right.
Done with the Chevy.
Adam, when you guys pre-wire the amp rack, wiring forward to the battery and the speakers, how accurately do you measure how much cable do you need? Do you overestimate the end?
Okay, good question. So as you guys know, this is a great question. I like this. So years ago when I started doing this, we bought wire on the roll, okay, and we used a crap ton of wire. I mean, dude, my installers that worked with me would grab this stuff like it's toilet paper in the bathroom, and they would just go to town. I'm like, dude, the car is physically not as long as the piece of wire you just took off the roll. So when I came here, Paul was like, he only buys kits. Everything's kits. So when we have an amp install, he hands me a kit. Well, a kit comes with 18 feet of power wire. That's it. 17. No, I think, is it 17 or 18? I think it's 18.
Okay, anyway.
Anyway, it comes with a predetermined length of power wire. All right? So that's it. That's all you got to work with. It's in the kit. So a lot of the times we open the kit, we take out the fuse holders and the power wire, then we'll turn on, we put the RCA wherever, somewhere else, because we're not using the one that comes with it, because most of the time we need something different.
Yeah.
And we're good to go. So we know that wherever we're going to put it. So the only scrap we have left over is scrap from the kit. So it's a little bit different. Now, when it comes to like using like speed wire, well, there's a 17-foot RCA that's coming from the amplifier that's going behind the radio. I've always just grabbed whatever my RCA length is. That's what I grab for speaker wire if I'm going behind the radio. Now, if we're wiring into a kick panel, then what we do is we mock up the wire off of the roll. We'll pull it off the roll. We'll actually mock it up in the car, get it to where we need it, and we'll cut it then.
Yeah.
So that and I'll usually add like a foot or two because, we might miss something when we're zip tying it. And, so if we throw like a foot and a half away, that's we've done pretty good there. Yeah. So, we just pre-measure as much as we can on stuff that isn't in the kit. RCAs, 17-footers are going to usually be it. If we're going underneath the seat, then typically what we'll do is we'll grab one off the shelf and we'll mock it up to make sure that it's going to reach. Yeah. That's the advantage of having all the stuff right there.
Alexander from Sweden.
From Oldsmar, headed back to work over by the 49th Street in Almerton. Awesome, Keith. The jail.
Say hi to Alexander from Sweden.
Hey, Alexander from Sweden. What's going on?
Yeah. All right. Okay. Marlon, say, how can I find an honest professional installer? Can you give me some tips?
This is great.
South California.
And here's the thing. I honestly don't know how to help you find an honest installer. There is a, okay, so here's the problem. We sit in trainings with other installers, and you listen to them talk, and you listen to them ask questions, and you scratch your head sometimes. And that's fine. That's not saying they don't do a good job. But it's like they just don't know some of the obvious stuff, and you're like, how do you not know this? How have you not experienced this? How have you not done that? Now, some of these shops are some of the like, I'm gum on the bottom of their shoe, and they don't know this stuff, and you're like, how's this even possible? Now, there is. In this industry, we do have awards. Like Ada that's on here is, I hate installers. Oh, come on, man. He's going for Retailer of the Year. All right. Yeah. So, what is it? Mobile Electronics Magazine puts out a top 12 installers. They start at the top 50, then they have the top 12, then they have the top 1 installer. They do the same thing for Retailers of the Year. Now, you could probably go onto their website somewhere and possibly find one of these installers, and then it'll tell you where they're at. If you do, go there and ask for that guy, because chances are good they care. They try real hard to become this. I used to recommend going on Instagram and just looking at the work
Social
that comes
media.
from the shop, and see what type in, if you type in 5-star car stereo in there, you're going to get my Instagram feed and his Instagram feed, and it's just pictures of the stuff we do. And from there, you can get a pretty accurate assessment of what you're in store for. Now, the way the building looks isn't also a turnoff. So, for example, one of our honestly our best 911 videos that we have here comes from the prettiest store in the area. It's gorgeous. I mean, I look at it every time I see it and go,
I want that. Yeah.
I wish I had that building.
Yeah.
So don't let the store dictate that. You want to, don't get me wrong, you want organization and cleanliness, but you also want people that work and do a good job. Go into the install bay, talk to the installer, show them pictures of something that you've seen and go, can I expect this? And he might say yes, he might say no. Ask questions. Have you ever heard of ferrules? Do you know what Tessa tape is? Do you solder or do you use crimps? Which do you think is better? And get his take on it. Talking to the salesman, like if you come in here and you talk to Paul, you're not going to get the whole story because Paul's a salesman.
Yep.
People ask to talk to me, and I'll come over. Can I talk to an installer? And he'll either drag him over, or I'll come over here. So it's trying to get a feel for, like he says, it's hard work to actually care.
Yeah.
Try to get a feel for the shop.
Putty stores doesn't mean anything.
No.
Yeah, that's cool.
No.
Yeah.
You have to put the work in, and you have to get the you'll see it. It's just like when you go to that mom and pop restaurant and you sit down and it's like the place is kind of sketchy, but when that plate of food comes out, you're going, oh, this is the spot.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
This is nice. It's the same thing. You just have to kind of get a feel for the place. If it feels wrong, move on. And if you're shopping by price, then you're never going to find what you're looking for. I'll tell you that straight right now.
Like Ada said, you know, ask for like a tour in the Bay if they let you. Some people, they don't let you go. But
you know, if you hit our bay at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it's going to be a wreck. You know, because we've been working all day. There's zip ties all over the floor. There's plastic shavings all over the work area. Because we're working. Yeah. You know, and we'll stop what we're doing. We'll chat it up with you and kind of get an idea of what you want to do. But then we'll get right back to work. But, you know, it's like, you know, I hear all the horror stories, and it's like, oh, my friend told me to come here. Well, look at your friend's car if he tells you to go there and check it out. I mean, the other, like the guys, one comment was education. Yes, you have to, you know, most of what we find out, like when we do a 911 video, what we found out is that the people go there because their friends told them to go there, and they have no idea what they're supposed to be looking at. You know, or they've watched our video, like one lady when we did that red Mercedes and we did her son's car, you know, they have no idea what to look for other than this looks like garbage and I thought it would look like this and it doesn't, and then they don't want to help you, and nothing sucks worse than getting it done and them going, you know, sorry bro. Did he just bro me? No,
bro.
So and honestly the reviews on Google, they suck, so I wouldn't even bother with that. I mean, you'll get a feel for it, but it's hard because though anyone can write a review, and though we always get excited when we get a good one,
you only see one face of the story.
So there's a lot of, it's tough. You know, at the end of the day, it's tough. You know, and for me, I see when I go to get stuff done, like in my world, in my house or whatever, I just assume everyone's is excited is committed to doing the job as I am. Like they're going to give me 110%, 120%. They get up this and they're not going to skimp. And then when I get skimped on, it's like, I hired you because I didn't want to do it. I could have done this. I didn't want to do this. Okay. So, anyways.
All right.
Hope that kind of helps. Installers need a work on cars like their own. I don't think installers need to work on cars like their own, because if you've seen some of your installers' cars, you don't want them working on their own car. A good installer that cares about his car, but I've had some sketchy installers that I don't even want to sit in their car, let alone. Oh, dude, you know, it's like cigarette shit everywhere, stuff everywhere, and no, I mean.
Timothy say, I wish I could sound in my wife.
You can, but.
I know.
You just need a shovel and a place in the backyard.
What's up, Patrick? ¿Qué pasa, Tomás? Rudy, let's see. Guys, I have an F-150 2007 Harley. I want to put under the seat 6.5 subs. What do you recommend? Wow.
6 6s underneath the back seat?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Wow, you
stab them like I do. I mean, if you're gonna be looking at
nice box,
you know, you're gonna need an awesome box with a huge baffle. And you know, as far as the 6s go, I mean, you're gonna want to look at like a Scar or a Sundown. I mean, those are really it when it comes to really nice 6.5s. Those might be too tall though. And just in case you were wondering, Chris, Jeremy works for PAC. So whatever he's saying, you can go ahead and believe. He knows what he's talking about. He works for PAC Tech Support. So when we have problems, he's the guy we call. So he's good to help you there.
All right, Thomas, on the audio control D4-800, have you ever had problems using the DSP app? I have 2 different laptops losing communication with the amp. I think it's the wire. Well,
you got to make sure you're using that. We've always just used the blue one that it comes with.
Depending what kind of wire you use. Also,
you know, we've never had a problem with communication. All right. Also, okay. So, that's weird. If you're using their cable, I would maybe try a different cable. But we've always just used the cable that comes in the box. We've never had communication issues. Yeah, that's weird. Make sure you do have the latest version of the application downloaded, because they have updated it. So you want to make sure you have the latest one on your computer. So like if you've downloaded it onto a computer and let's say you got a new one that has the latest firmware on the actual unit, you know, you might be having a problem there. There have been several updates. So yeah, definitely Chris Bennett works for audio control.
Yeah.
So you're definitely going to want to check your updates, see what software is on the actual unit, and then also maybe delete and re-download the software onto your laptop. There was just a big software update for us Mac users. Thank you, Chris. So I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to delete it and start playing with the latest one. I've already played with it on the, well, let's see, I've played with it on both. But yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Right.
So.
All right, Dan, do you guys recommend the PAC Amp Pro or the DSR One?
Addis says he had that issue on his DM.
Yeah, the DM10. Yeah.
So I'm thinking it might be software.
The software update.
So check for software updates.
There you go. So do you guys recommend the Amp Pro or the DSR One for my 2015 F-150 with Sony system? I want to add subs or speakers, but I want to keep the factory champs, etc.
So here's the deal. At the end of the day, it really just depends on... Okay, so the question is, to round it back out, Amp Pro or iDataLink AR. The iDataLink AR, we'll take it from that perspective first. You have to have something you're going to plug into it. It is just a gateway, meaning it doesn't have a preamp section, it doesn't have RCAs, it's just a box, a magic box. And what that magic box is designed to do is a couple things. One, you can plug it into a DSR One. That'll give you your EQ processing and your line level output. You can plug it into an XR 600 DSP Kenwood amplifier, and that'll give you 6 by 100 watts per channel and 4 more outputs. You can plug it into an Audison Prima amplifier, and that'll give you that. Eventually, you'll be able to plug it into the audio control amplifiers. And I think there's an ARC audio amplifier that'll plug into also. That's it. That's all it will do.
Yeah.
Now, on the opposite side of the coin, you have an Amp Pro. An Amp Pro is a preamped or optional Toshlink output. The preamp is 5 volts, and it comes with a subwoofer volume knob. So it's essentially like taking your factory radio and adding the RCAs that you wish it had, plugging it in, and there's your 6 RCAs to do whatever you want with. So if you want to add an EQ, if you want to add a DSP, if you just want to add amplifiers to make it louder, and you're cool with the 3 bands that are in the radio, which you can of course go into the software and change where their center frequencies are, which is kind of cool. If that's so, they do 2 totally different things. If you've got your amplifiers already and you're all set and ready to go, you're going to want an Amp Pro, because if you don't have the other stuff, you're on your own. So there you go.
Look at this one.
Which one?
Can you compare using a junk speaker with a tweeter capacitor and series on the DSR One?
Oh, dude, yes. Okay.
Kate. Okay, I'm gonna read it.
Who was it?
Kate.
Keith.
Keith Anderson.
All right, Keith Anderson, you know your question.
I'm gonna read it. So
go ahead. This is funny.
Could you guys compare using a junk speaker with a tweeter capacitor and a series against the DD1 to test clipping?
Alright, so the reason why this question is so funny is, I don't know if that was you, Keith, who commented on the video Saturday that put in the link to the guy's video that shows how he does it. So, obviously the DD1 is a great product, but Steve Meade and the guys can't make them fast enough. They've been out of them forever now, it feels like, and it's like gold just sitting on somewhere that just wants to be bought. And he's, you know, something's going on over there. So, the question is, how do I do something like a DD1? Well, this guy, who I guess repairs amplifiers, is the best I could figure it out. He has a hack that he uses a speaker with a 3.3 ohm capacitor and does his little thing and sets the gains that way.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys want to watch it, if you go to Saturday's live video, there's a link in the comments that someone provided. I went and watched it. And yes, Keith, we were just talking about it before the show. We're going to do a video with it. I have some new stuff coming in that we're going to be playing with here, and it's a new tool.
We're going to see if it
we're
actually
works. We're going to do it. We're going to have an oscilloscope, we're going to have a DD1, and we're going to have a speaker, and we're going to hook it up, and we're going to see if we get the same all the way across the board. So yes, that is cool as heck. Yeah, it's very cool. We're gonna do it because I was like, oh, that's too simple. That makes sense. And the reason why I was thinking about it because I actually forgot until today when we were doing a Lexus.
Yeah, today
Lexus. We're doing a Lexus and we were looking at the output of the factory sub channel, and it was like great crash.
Yeah,
you know when crazy. It clipped, it just you could see the clip all. Oh, we'll use the RTA too.
Yeah.
You could see the clip just go crazy on the RTA, and it was just like so smooth, and you're like, that's where it's clipping.
Yeah, that was funny.
So yeah,
all
Thomas
right.
been waiting for a DD1 forever. Hello from Mississippi.
All right, Ryan. Hi guys. Can I ask a question?
Bearvid's on YouTube. That's the guy. Yep, Sam Bearvid's on YouTube. Yeah, that was cool. Thanks so much for sharing that. I'm definitely gonna follow that guy. He's
Clipbusters.
Yeah, Clipbusters. Yeah.
All right. 4200 NEX.
Yes.
I'm using an Android Play, like an Android Auto. Can I use the other USB slot for charging my GoPro as a dash cam? I'm trying.
No.
Try to put a slow charging.
No.
From the head unit.
No. Just buy a Volt.
Vogue One.
No, Rogue One.
Volt.
It's a this guy right here. Hold on.
It's in the corner.
Volt.
Yeah. Yep.
You want this guy right here, which is called the Hub Volt Max.
Yeah.
You can look up the part number as IS4324. This will go ahead and charge it. It puts out the 2.5 amps that GoPro is going to need. The radio itself does not put out enough amperage to do that kind of thing, so just pick that guy up. And don't use the power behind the radio to hook it up to. Go off and use like the cigarette lighter or something like that because you will get a buzz. It draws a lot of power.
All right. Hope everything is okay.
Mythbusters. Yeah, no shit, right?
Okay. I'm gonna install a DSR One coming up. Looking to install one. So if you have any pointers to install that.
What's that?
Do you have any videos? Okay. Hope everything is well.
Yeah,
Do you have a DSR One install video coming up? Looking to install one next few weeks.
Okay, so all right, I get it. So the reason why we don't do like an extensive DSR One, like is it DSR One or DD1?
DSR One.
DSR. Okay, no, I was thinking of something else. Sorry, my brain was fired. Do we have a DSR One install video?
We film it, but it's not.
It's not up yet.
Yeah, probably what you need to check is the update, the firmware update on the DSR One.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you right now. On a DSR One, there is several firmware updates.
Yeah.
And so we just did it. We just did a big DSR One system last week, beginning of last week, in the Ford Focus. We put up a picture of the trunk on Instagram where it had the 2 amps, the crossovers, and the DSR One over in the corner. We had to update the DSR One because it comes shipped at 1.0.00000. And they're not on 1.0 anymore. It's at like 1.4 or something like that. So there was a big update that we needed to do to it. Now, once you do the update, then you have to reflash it. Or you have to do the update and then flash it. The problem we ran into is our computer software was totally trashed. I had to have Deadening dial into my computer. And an hour later, and their tech support was tremendous, by the way. These guys were freaking amazing.
Yeah.
He fixed my problem.
Yep.
And we got the thing running. We got everything. Hey, it's Tony
from UK.
What's up, buddy? I fell asleep. It's understandable.
What?
It's understandable. See, he works too, man. He realizes you need sleep.
Oh yeah,
just
probably.
saying. Anyways, so yeah, with the DSR One, and the funny thing is we were having issues with the DSR One. So like, what would happen is we'd drop out the subwoofer.
Yep.
So every time you do it, the subwoofer, you'd all of a sudden the subwoofer would just be gone. And you're like, where's the subwoofer? You launch the app, you hit the sub would pop back on. And you're like, this can't be right. So, several software updates later and reflashing the module for the car, everything was fixed.
Yep.
And the nice thing about it is it kept the tune. So we did all the software updates and we didn't lose the tune.
Yeah.
Which was great because that's what I was worried about. So, because that happens a lot of the times, you have to reset stuff, you lose the tune.
Oh, Keith is from Allsmart. 49 and Olmerton. You know what to jail.
Yeah. Kenwood vs. Alpine vs. Pioneer, what's the best head unit? The one that you can make sense of. It's kind of like when you go to the laptop department at Best Buy and you look at the Apple stuff and you walk over and you look at the Windows stuff and you're like, that one didn't make sense to me. Buying a radio is really no different. I mean, at this level, like if you're buying a nice high-end radio, they're very similar in form and functionality. What it comes down to is what makes sense to you. Like, you know, if a guy comes in and he already owns a Kenwood, I'm not showing him a Pioneer. I'm showing him another Kenwood. Because even though the operating system kind of changes, it doesn't. It's still basically the same layout as they've had for the past 10 years. Pioneer's no different. It's still, they change and move things slowly, but, you know, you have to go with what you know. You know, if you put a Windows computer in front of me, I'm going to want to kill you.
All right. Indy. Question, I have an amp, Rockford Fosgate. I'm getting a window motor sound through the speakers when I raise and lower the windows.
Oh, man.
Power and RCA installed are running to different size.
So basically what you're getting that from is because there's a lot of voltage being drained on the system when you're moving up and down the windows. You could have a bad ground on the car somewhere, meaning the car's ground might actually not be good, and it's pulling ground for whenever it can get it. So the first thing I would check is just check the ground point. The other thing too is make sure when you screw the speaker in, you didn't accidentally maybe touch a wire. That would be thin, but it's possible. But it sounds like you have a power problem going on where the window motors are drawing more current than they need to, and it's affecting the channel of the radio, meaning it's looping through the radio somehow. It's probably not coming from the amplifier. It's probably coming from the radio. Best way to test that would be to unplug the RCAs from the amplifier. Maybe plug your phone in so you have sound and see if you still get the noise. But yeah, I would start checking out start checking your ground points in your car.
All right, quick question. On the 2016 Sierra 8-inch OEM screen, yes. I was originally looking into the LC7i, but then I heard horror stories about the chimes making your ears bleed.
Yes.
How you guys recommend adding a Rockford 1200.1 and R600.4?
So what we've done in the past on that truck is we actually use the rear speaker outputs. We take and put a speaker in the dash, mounted up underneath the dash. Usually one of the speakers we take out of the door, we make a mount for it, we mount it up into the dash, and we hook the left front speaker wire up to that from the radio, and then we fade it directly to the rear. Now the fader doesn't affect the chime or the Bluetooth or any fun stuff like that, so you're still going to get all the talky stuff through that speaker in the dash. But then all the chime will come through that speaker, and then everything else will come through the rears, will just come through, and they'll play everything. There is going to be a little bit of frequency loss, just a tad. Now if you do have the 8-inch touchscreen, what they've been talking about in the comments here, Jeremy's been talking about it, the 8-inch touchscreen should do away with the well, it should. The Amp Pro that's coming out will work on the 8-inch touchscreen, supposedly. That's what they're telling me. But we're still, I think they're still a month and a half away.
You go. Okay.
So, what?
No, the day what? Sorry guys, this is what I was asking in the chat. And they want me through.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. He's not paying attention. So, yeah,
Never.
Good. Well, anyway, it's still nice to get the information out there. All right, so here we go. Moving on.
Let's see.
My LC, went in permanent protection mode. Audio Control has awesome customer service. Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. Yep. And Chris Bennett right there, who is from Audio Control, is here chatting with us, and he's commenting on you guys. So that's pretty cool that he's taking the time out of his busy day to be here to see if there's anything in here he can help with. And that's awesome.
Nice.
You know who's not here? Jason.
Jason's working.
Yeah, must be busy over there in Oregon.
All right, Frank. Hey guys, I have a 2011 Camry, and I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, what is he trying to figure out?
Where to connect the amplifier antenna wire. The wires are cut, and I don't know where the previous owner put the connector. It is possible to put in a remote wire.
Well, I mean, okay, so the module for the amplified antenna is usually in the back corner of the car, either driver or passenger. I mean, if you can't find the wire somewhere in the dash, you know, okay, so how you usually find the wires is by process of elimination, okay? So you find every other wire that you can, and then you have a handful that are left, and you meter those. So it's in the passenger quarter panel. There should be a little silver box that the antenna plugs into, and there'll be a wire coming off it. You can do a continuity test between those 2 points and figure out which one is the one you're looking for, because it's going to be the same wire. That's really about it. Yeah, Chris Bennett is a saint. He's a great guy, that is for sure. Real quick, Jason asks, why do you recommend pack harnesses over others like iData or Metra? And I'll answer that real simple. See this spot right here? Okay, see this? Every time I have to use someone else's harness, one of those guys commits suicide and jumps out of my hair. Okay, so I've installed quite a few Metra harnesses. It goes back to the things. It's like things have to make sense if you're going to use them. Okay, now what makes sense to you doesn't necessarily make sense to me, and I'm not going to belabor or push someone to try to. I'm not trying to win anybody over to my side. Okay. What I say is that if like I know how to use an SWIRC in my sleep because I've done thousands of them, all right? And I go, hey, listen, you read this paper, it's confusing as hell. Let me make it make sense to you, and then I tell you guys how to do it, and you go, oh, I get it, or oh, that doesn't make any sense. I would rather just hook up these 3 wires and hit a volume up on the steering wheel control. The problem with that is after you've done this and it doesn't work, what do? You hit it again, and then you pray that it works. And then it doesn't work. You do it, and then you're on tech support. SWIRC doesn't work that way. SWIRC, it goes in, and then you hit buttons. And every time you hit a button, you get a light. To me, that makes more sense, because that means I'm getting reaction. If I don't get a button press, when I press a button, that means I'm not making communication. It's real easy to troubleshoot that issue. When I'm doing this and nothing's happening, what do I do?
Yeah.
You know, because there's no other option. There's no, oh, okay, that didn't work this time, let me just do this. So the other thing too is let's talk about plug layout. All right. Now iData has really great plug layout. Their harnesses are getting much better. Like I don't have a problem with iData. We use them all the time. The problem I have with iData is the fact that I have to flash the module and then flash the module again sometimes and then flash the module again sometimes. Now that is getting better. It's getting a lot better. And then I feel in some cases they do unnecessary things that it's like the reverse wire in a Jeep. I got a call this weekend from who went to dinner with us the other night? The short guy? Your buddy? Anyways, I got a call from one of the pack guys over the weekend. He was using an iData harness in a Jeep. And yeah, Scott. And he's like, hey man, I got a manual Jeep and I'm putting this Alpine in. I said, yeah, you got to go tap the reverse wire in the kick panel. He goes, really? Like, yeah. I don't know why. Doesn't make any sense to me. The pack one works. So, you know, there's little quirks here and there. Now, in contrast, like a pack makes a Toyota harness.
Yeah.
Okay? That the harness itself is they're replacing it, but the replacement hasn't come yet. It's just a mess. So I spend 45 minutes fixing the harness on the bench. It drives me crazy. And every time I do one, I text the guy and say, this still sucks.
Yeah.
iData? No. It's a great harness. It's boom. They thought it out a little better, you know. So, Metra harness, on the other hand, nightmare. You know, it's like, hey, okay, make sense of this. Wire this up on a bench. Give it to a couple guys and see what they do with it. They don't do that, you know. So, then we'll put experience into it. Okay, we do tons of these things, and at the end of the day, time is money. It's not a joke. Time is money. The more time I have to spend on something, the less money we're going to make.
Yeah.
Now these jobs take forever in some cases. I mean, if you're doing one car, it takes a day and a half, and you have to spend 3 hours building a wiring harness so it's perfect and it looks good and it looks factory and it looks sexy, and you get in the car and the damn thing doesn't work because of some other stupid thing.
Yep.
I don't want to ever do that again because I just wasted all this time. Now I got to take it all back apart. I got to cut, you know, $9 worth of tape off this thing, try to troubleshoot some. No, that's stupid. So, you know, you use stuff that you're comfortable with and you know is going to work. That you're almost guaranteed you're going to have a positive output at the end. If a product doesn't give you that, then you don't want to use that product. Well, there's plenty of products in the store, and you know, you buy a new product and you're excited and you put it in and it sucks, and you're like, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That product's probably not going to go on anything else again because it sucked. So,
right.
RP4, HY12. That's a nice harness.
Yeah.
But that's it. That really what it comes down to is, you know, and the other thing too is we know a lot of the pack guys. I'm not gonna lie, we know a lot of the pack guys, and they care. You know, I could call these guys up and I can be like, dude, what were you guys thinking? And like, yeah, we know. Okay, it just happened. Or I can call them up and say, this isn't the instruction manual. And they'll be like, oh, why would that even be important? I'm like, cause this is this. Oh, all right, we'll work on it. And they're helpful. They get involved like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, and iData, you know, for car audio, they're learning, so they're getting better, and they've got people there that care. I mean, like I said, I spent an hour on the phone, hour and a half on the phone with their tech support the other day. He dialed into my computer and fixed all my issues for me. He didn't have to do that, but he did.
He did.
And it was like, dude, you rock. You know, you're the best, dude. I love you. I wanted to drive up to DeLand where he was and give him a hug. He was in Florida. Oh hell yeah! I was like, dude, I don't drink, but I'll buy you a beer.
All right.
He saved my butt.
All
okay,
right.
so
1987 Lexus SC300 with a Nakamachi.
Yeah.
Nakamachi. Yeah.
Okay. Fun.
System. What kit do I need? Just waiting to install a single DIN.
All right, so you're gonna need a Beat Sonic piece. Is that SC430?
SC300.
SC300. Oh, I thought he said. SC300 might be the pack piece. It really depends. I mean, those
it's
are
a 97 Lexus.
97 Lexus. It might be a pack TYTO.
Yeah, Lexus.
Yeah.
SC300. Yeah.
So, okay, so for that one, okay, so there's a product called a TYTO, or they call it Teo. And it's an old interface for JBL or Toyota amplified systems, which are Lexus's. Now, the easiest thing to do on that one is because PAC usually doesn't go back that far with this piece sometimes. They just leave it off. If you're trying to integrate into that Nakamichi system, it's probably going to need the TATO. It's probably not going to be listed. Metra does do a little bit better job when it comes to that. So if you see it listed as, like, if you go to the parts and it says TA, I think they call theirs it's something like a TATO. They have a funny name for it.
Yep.
Then kit only. All right, so that's a Metra kit. It's definitely a Metra kit.
It's a Metra kit, yeah.
Again, you know, no pack for that.
No pack
for that. But if Metra lists their version of the TATO, the pack kit will work. So check that first. So that's it. Always check. Oh, you know, that's you know, I will give Metra props. Their instruction manuals, they have amazing dash kit instruction manuals. Might not like the dash kit sometimes, but their manuals are awesome. So if you ever need to know how to pull a dash apart, you go to metraonline.com for sure and download that, because they'll hit all your points. And when they say pry or pull, hold on. Okay. All right. So amp bypass. Oh yeah, you might need to do an amp bypass. Oh, I wonder if it's that one.
What?
I wonder if it's the one that has like a 1761 behind it, but it's
in the
all
back
wired.
in the corner, or in the glove box.
Well, no. You know what? It probably needs an amp bypass. You know, you're probably right. Yeah, bypass amp. No need to keep that amp. Yeah, silly. Yeah, I bet you it's the one that has the funky plug behind. You know, like the one that has the weird plug that looks like a 1761, but it's pinned totally wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
That's
probably.
Funny that you said pinned totally wrong. What we did yesterday.
Well, yesterday was Sunday. I wasn't doing any car audio.
No, I'm sorry, Sunday. That was Friday or Saturday?
Yeah.
That was
the Hyundai.
Hyundai or no? No, that was a Suzuki.
The Suzuki.
That was the Suzuki
car. That
car.
everyone had listed wrong.
Yeah. And that was no harness for that.
We had to repin the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, so go with that on that one. Totally just pull it out, start over.
Yep. There you go. That is
You can hack the factory sub amp to work. Okay. Old car's a little harder to come by for a product validation. Yeah, exactly. No, I feel your pain, Jeremy.
All right, Andy. Any option on Scar AV 4-channel amp sound quality, good or bad?
The Scar 4-channel amp.
AV
4-channel amp. Have we ever done that one?
4-channel, no.
I mean, most of the Scars amp we sell are the big sub amps. I got to be honest with you. That's about it. You know. Shane is a pretty good guy that works over there. I've known him for, I don't know, ever, because we both worked in the area forever. I've honestly never done any of their highs amplifiers. I mean, we've done some of the RPM stuff. Is that what that stuff's called? Oh, yeah, it is the AV. Yeah, no, we've done... Yeah, that's it. That's that stuff. So it is the AV, the RPM, AV, or LB. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, they're okay. I don't think they're any worse than anybody else's at that price point. We don't get noise. The few of those we have done, we didn't get noise. So for me, that's always a plus. Sound quality comes second to noise, because most people can't hear bad. They can hear noise. So.
Okay, so Kevin, when adding the relays in the velociter for the head unit cam and 2 amps, I get how to install the cam on the head unit 1, but how do you wire them? Remote to turn the side.
To turn on what?
To turn on the side.
The side camera?
Yeah. When adding the relays in the velociter for a head unit cam and 2 amps, I get how to install the camera and the head unit, but how do you wire the remote to turn on the side?
Where am I looking at here? To turn on the side. Oh, I don't know. Does it have a side camera?
I'm guessing the amp.
I don't know. That's a tough one. Let's move on.
Okay.
Hey guys, how are we? We're good. Thanks, James. How's it going? How's the motorcycle life treating you?
Oh, that's
How's the new job? Hope it's well. What does that say? What does he say? It's so big in Florida? I didn't catch that.
Sounds like it hurts.
Score is based in Tampa. Their online presence is noticeable, and they noticeable than in any other town or city. Honestly, not really. I mean, they are here local, but they do a lot of online. I mean, we carry them because they're conveniently close, and we needed a crazy SBL brand, and Sundown really isn't anything other than an online brand too. So, where do you get your Sundown stuff from? Online. So I mean, there are a couple dealers, and then you have American Base, who we could sell, but I mean, it's Paul's brother. So
yeah. All right, let's see. A dual 2 ohm sub, reading 2 and 4 ohm on the different coils.
Oh, that sounds like a bad coil. Yeah, that sounds like a bad coil for sure. Sounds like a hurt coil for sure. Yeah, Chris, definitely sounds like a hurt coil. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I mean, when you're metering a subwoofer, just real quick, when you meter a subwoofer, you're not always going to get like a 2 ohm rating, because it's not. That's really not what that's meant. That's supposed to just give you a ballpark. Yeah, no, you gotta hit go. I'm watching the time. It's in the top corner. We got like two minutes left. Okay. So, like when you meter a 4 ohm subs, it's typically not going to be 4 ohm. It's going to be like 4.6 or 4.3, maybe 4.2. It's not going to sit right at 4 ohm. A 2 might read 2.4, 2.2, 2.3. Some 4 ohm speakers read 3.3. They might go the other way. So that it's just to give you close to the ballpark. If you have one though that reads no sundown for me.
All right, the last question that will be Kevin's.
Okay. So if you meter one side, it says like 4.4 and the other side says like 2.3, it's not going to be that far off. It should not be that far off ever. It should be like 4.4, 4.4, 3. Something that's exactly the same or within point something of it. If you're getting two totally different readings, it sounds like you got a bad voice coil. What's Kevin's?
Kevin is the all right, sorry guys, I almost wrote it wrong. Using the RP4 in my velociter, how to wire the relay for my amp turn on.
Oh, okay. Real quick, how do you wire up a remote turn-on relay? We do have a video on this if you'd like to go back and watch it. It's in from the install bay. Relay has 4 numbers on it. It's got 5 numbers on it. There's 5 pins. 2 like this, 2 like this, and 1 like this. Okay? The 2 outside ones are going to be your triggers. So you have an 85 and an 86. One is going to be for ground. One is going to be for your radio's remote turn-on. It's what's going to trigger the relay. These 2 here, and these 2 here. So when it's triggered, these 2 here make contact. They go like this. When it's not triggered, these 2 here, these two here make contact. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your power here, your yellow constant 12 volt here, which is going to be 30, and then 87 on the bottom is going to be your remote turn on out to your amplifiers. So when it powers up, these 2 make contact, and then when it's not powering, these 2 are making contact, which means you're not going to get any, like that center pin won't have any voltage.
Believe me, if you watch the video,
it'll make a lot more sense.
Yeah, because right now it's like,
all right, 85,
like
85 remote, 86 is ground, 87 is your remote out, 30 is your constant 12 volts. All right, and that's it. It's an hour. You guys have been great tonight. I want to thank everyone for helping. Nominal impedance. Yes. Thank you, Adam, for shopping.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Chris Bennett.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone else that I'm not saying their names. If you contributed tonight, we very much appreciate it. You guys are great. You guys have a wonderful, it's safe
See
week.
you, James.
See you, James. Good to hear things are going well.
Yep.
If you guys need shirt, teesprings/store/5star. DNF tool drawer. You can find all the tools we use. And of course, if you want to, we're on Patreon. Otherwise, you guys be safe. We'll be doing this again on Saturday. And just to spoil it, part 2 will not be out until Wednesday.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I know it's disappointing, but it's worth waiting for.
Yep.
Alright guys.
See you later.
Have a nice night.
Bye.
Bye.